where did the original ancient Kemites, otherwise known as Egyptians, come from? In the foreword of Sheikh Anta Diop's classic work, Civilization or Barbarism, an Authentic Anthropology, historian John Henrik Clarke cites British Egyptologist Sir E. A. Wallace Budge, who states, quote, "The prehistoric native of Egypt, both in the Old and New Stone Ages, was African, and there is every reason for saying that the earliest settlers came from the South," end quote. When he says the South, he means the interior of the African continent. Budge further states, quote, "There are many things in the manners and customs and religions of the historic Egyptians that suggest that the original home of their ancestors was in a country in the neighborhood of Uganda and Punt," end quote. According to historian John G. Jackson, quote, "There are many physical varieties of African peoples. However, the complex skin tones of Africans are mainly black and brown. Most of the light-skinned people in Africa today are latecomers and interlopers. They have later or no relationship to African ancient history. The Egyptians are a distinct African people. They did not originally come from Europe or Asia. Their history and their culture started in what is now Ethiopia and the Sudan," end quote. In summary, the native ancient Kemites, or Egyptians, came from the interior of the African continent, and not the northern Mediterranean or the Levant, as some have deceitfully stated. The non-Africans did not develop the Kemetic or Egyptian civilization, but migrated there later in history. After the desert sands were blown in from Arabia, foreign invasions, wars, and onerous taxation from conquerors like the Romans, for example, the ancient Kemites migrated to western and southern regions of the continent. To put it simply, the ancient Kemites, or Egyptians, were black people that originated in the interior of Africa, and many of the Arab, Eurasian, or Mediterranean-looking people in Egypt now are latecomers who are not native to Africa or Kemet, otherwise known as Egypt. Hollywood and even propagandists in academia often lie about these matters, so I thought I'd set the record straight. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to like, subscribe, leave a comment, or subscribe to my Patreon page titled Promoting Wholeness in a Partisan World at www.patreon.com/JermaineThomas. Well, that's all for today. Thanks for watching.